Good morning, St. Luke's. Welcome to the program. My name is Timothy Koo, your host again for this morning's program of what we hope has been a time of encouragement and connection. I hope everyone is keeping well. Today, we are honored to have a very, very special guest who, when we approached her, very readily accepted the invitation to be on this program. So I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming Dr. Amy Khor, Member of Parliament for Hong Kong North, as well as Senior Minister of State for Health and Environment and Water Resources. So welcome to Good Morning St. Luke's, Dr. Khor.
Good morning.
Joy to have you with us. Before I begin the
Pleasure.
interview, thank you. I'm going to ask you, Dr. Khor, to say Good Morning St. Luke's in your most enthusiastic voice.
Sure. Good morning, St. Luke's.
Well done, thank you. Dr. Khor, you have an illustrious career as a public servant in so many key appointments: Mayor of Southwest District, Senior Parliamentary Secretary, Minister of State, and now Senior Minister of State for two key ministries connected to handling the COVID-19 pandemic. How does Dr. Amy Khor handle the immense pressure?
Actually, there are many more people whom I think have done a lot more for the community, for society, have achieved a lot more. But I must say that I'm blessed, and indeed I'm really very thankful, and at the same time humbled that I have been given many opportunities through the last 2 decades as a public servant to contribute, in various capacities. I think everybody faces pressure in their own ways. Even if you are at home, a homemaker also, will face pressures. In fact, maybe even more pressure sometimes. But I feel that pressure doesn't have to be negative. Pressure can be taken positively. In fact, I believe that a little pressure is not bad. It keeps your adrenaline pumping and keeps you on your toes. It's just like people say, actually, work is positive. Work can be good because work gives you self-worth, right? In that sense, it is actually how you handle pressure. Don't let the pressure get to you, take control of you. Instead, you should manage pressure. And there are three things that come to mind when I think about myself handling pressure. As I say, firstly, I take pressure in my stride, and you have to manage it in that sense, right? You need to prioritize in order to be able to manage the different demands. And then thirdly, of course, I think you must know that you don't live alone on the island. Actually, you have people around that can support you. I'm not a superwoman, and there's only so much I can do. I also have 24 hours a day, like everybody else, and you have to delegate, right? Manage, prioritize, and delegate. So, for instance, at home, I'm very thankful. I've got a good support from my husband, from my parents, right, to care for the children when they were much younger. And at work, in the community, you also need to find good people who can support you and work with you as a team. So whatever you do, the achievements that you make, it is not alone. It is actually always a team effort. And I think you need to remember that. And I just want to end by saying that if you look at what's happening now, COVID, right? And we are all in the middle of fighting COVID-19. Actually, I'm really very, heartened by the many Singaporeans who have shown tremendous courage, resilience, ability to take pressure and uncertainties. So I think there are positive things that have come out of this. We don't wish for this pandemic, but I think we always have to have this positive attitude, even in the face of tremendous pressure and uncertainty.
That's such a refreshing perspective on handling pressure, and also wonderful advice. Thank you, Dr. Khor. In all your years of public service, what has been the most rewarding aspect of your work?
Well, my answer probably will sound a bit cliche, but when I was asked if I would consider joining politics, that was the first time I actually really thought hard and long about it. And I said, well, if they think that I have some capability, to be able to be of service, to the community, why not give it a try? Why not, And in my last 20 years or so, I must say that indeed there have been many heartwarming stories of how, we can actually touch individuals' life, make a difference to them. It can be just at the ground. And then, of course, at the national level, I think again, been very blessed because I've been able, say, in healthcare to be involved in the Pioneer Generation Package, the Merdeka Generation Package, Action Plan for Successful Aging, the Silver Generation Office. And I think for those in healthcare, especially community care, you will know that the Silver Generation Ambassadors have been doing really good work. Now, during COVID, we have our Silver Generation Ambassadors who call the frail elderly who are living alone at home, right, on a regular basis, so that they do not get depressed and they are not socially isolated. And then they bring them food packs and things like that. And if need be, go to the front door of the house and talk to them. These are little things that we do, but I think it makes a difference. So I'm happy that I've been able to do this.
You visited St. Luke's Hospital before the circuit breaker measures were implemented, and you interacted with the staff, the patients, and I'm sure encouraged them at the same time. Would you have a word of encouragement for these two groups? Firstly, for the patients who had no visitors for quite a while now, and then to the staff of St. Luke's Hospital, please.
Well, first, indeed, I visited St. Luke's Hospital 1 month into COVID, but before the CB. And it seems like a long time. And of course, now we have got a lot more cases, and we are still in the midst of fighting COVID. And a lot of stricter measures have been in place. Circuit breaker, of course, we're trying to open up from June the 2nd, gradually, cautiously. So to the patients, first, let me wish all of you a speedy recovery, most important. But I would also want to say that we know it's a period of uncertainty, right? Uncertainty for patients, for the families. I appreciate the fact that, our patients cannot receive visitors, right, physically. But I think patients also appreciate that this is because we need to do this in order to ensure their safety and their well-being, particularly because, they are more vulnerable, they are not as well, and therefore it'll be a lot more dangerous for them in terms of infection. So we want to keep everybody safe and well, and therefore, this no visitor policy. And there are actually a lot of other measures put in place that may inconvenience Singaporeans. But every one of them is because we want to ensure the health, the well-being, and the safety of Singaporeans and prevent this infection from spreading. So I hope they understand. And I think one good thing is that now technology enables you to at least talk to family members, see them, even video conference, WhatsApp and so on. Before COVID, I used to also joke with my children because 2 of them actually went overseas to study. Then I say, actually, when you go overseas and study, I actually talk to you and see you more often than when you're at home, Because when you're overseas, I make the point to WhatsApp you, talk to you, find out what's happening. And then now when they're back at home, they can be at home the whole day and I wouldn't be even talking to them. They say absence make the heart grow fonder, right? So I think sometimes, we need to see this positively. So I want to encourage St. Luke's patients to take it positively, know that we are in this together, we'll get over this. And when we get over this and it's safer, when they recover, they can again, see their family members as we open up cautiously.
And to the staff of St. Luke's, would you have a word of encouragement for them as well?
Of course, I want to thank the staff for their continued hard work, their sacrifices, and their dedication. When I was here, I've also seen, and staff has shared with me, the many measures that they have taken in order to, keep the patients and the staff safe. So, I was very heartened by the dedication of the staff and actually the very positive attitude. I know it's been a long slog, it's very hard work, and we really don't know when we will be able to get out of this. And so, but with your continued dedication, hard work, sacrifices, and working together as one healthcare family, I'm sure we can get over this together and actually emerge stronger. So I want to ask the staff, please take care of yourself. Keep well physically, mentally, even though you have to do all these things, because we all depend on you also. And the patients, most of all, depend on you, for comfort, for care, for companionship, and everything else.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khor. Coming from you especially, wonderful advice both for the patients and the staff. As you were sharing and knowing the sacrifices you've made to serve this country. I'm reminded of a quote by President John F. Kennedy when he said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." You exemplify that. So thank you again, Dr. Khor, for standing with us at St. Luke's Hospital. My friends, that was Dr. Amy Khor, our special guest this morning on Good Morning St. Luke's.